Okay, everyone, welcome to day 2 of our practice through the energy body. And today we welcome in, it is the big day of the fire horse in the Chinese tradition. And we have officially started a new lunar cycle, depending on where you are in the world. And look, again, the portals are always there. They're just an invitation for us to look deeper. And especially because we have solar eclipse happening at the moment, this is really a time that everything is heightened and intensified. So remember to just be the witness of everything that's happening to you, to continually observe and focus on what's the feedback that life is giving you right now. Yep. Because some people will have very positive feedbacks, and that's great. And some people will find conflict and struggle, and that's okay too. But it's the invitation to look deeper inside about how we can move forwards and what are the lower tendencies that we looked at yesterday that are kind of blocking us, in the root, in these archetypes where we might be showing up as the victim, where we're just not really in our sense of power because these energy centers are not balanced. Yeah. So today we are pairing these two where we go solar plexus and heart chakra. Yeah. This is really, really big junction. So a lot of people actually never get past this. Okay. A lot of people stay in what we call the lower three worlds or the lower three chakras their whole life. They focus on lower pleasures, food, sex, money, possessions, gaining things, status, pride, all of these things. It's not that any of them are bad. It's good and healthy to embrace them. But ultimately, it doesn't matter how much money you make or what you create. You will take none of it with you when you die. Nothing. So to spend your entire life just focused on the accumulation of things, because that's all money and these things are is nice things, things are nice. We need things to have a standard of living that all of us want to have. They are just pieces of life. They are not life. Yeah, it's just an element of our life. And the junction to go beyond the power chakra, the solar plexus, into the heart is one of the hardest ones for people to do. Honestly, it's one of the biggest junctions to overcome. It's where we go beyond the ego and we move more into the center of love and compassion and forgiveness. And for a lot of people, it's very challenging to let go and surrender to all the old hurts and traumas and pains and move into forgiveness and taking, like we said yesterday, 100% ownership of everything that we've ever experienced in our life. Now, not to get confused with this as well, one of my meditation teachers, Jack Cornfield, talks about this, but there's a misconception as well in the spiritual world that when your heart's open, when you tap into this field of metta, of love and compassion, as the Buddhists say, and we have this ability to see the world through metta and love and compassion, it doesn't mean that your heart's open all the time. Just like a flower opens and closes. It opens at sunrise and basks in all the sun, and then closes at sunset. The heart has to be the same. Because if you are going into a meeting, like a business meeting with a Wall Street shark, and you go in all loving with your heart open, being super open, like what do you think will happen? They will literally eat you alive. They will take advantage of you. There are plenty of people that will take advantage of you in this world if you do not learn how to protect that energy. Yeah. So it's really make sure that you're opening your heart to the right people, the right places, the right situations. And that's the goal when you get your heart more open. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the solar plexus, yeah, Manipura chakra. Now, you'll see where you feel it, but it's anywhere from 2 fingers above the navel. This whole region is your solar plexus. Now, there is a ginormous plexuses of nerves right here. Yeah, huge plexus of nerves. And it's right over the top of the diaphragm, that big sheath, the big sheath muscle that sits under the lungs and attaches to the spine and the internal organs that, moves, is responsible for our breathing. And if you start to just press in there, it's an extremely strong and quite tender for some of us when we press into the solar plexus for multiple reasons. partly because the diaphragm never stops working. Yeah, so this energy center of the solar plexus is always working. Now, it is the center of self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth, personal development, growth, power, our confidence within ourselves. And it's not a center that most people are familiar with how to function healthily in it. You know, often when we see people who are really confident, they get instantly labeled as egotistical. Yeah. And while that can be true, and also the new label that everyone is throwing around in the last like 10 years is narcissist. Narcissist. Everyone's a narcissist now, okay? And really when we look at what narcissists are or their characteristics, they're just really selfish people. Like, you know, and now we're labeling them with this type of energy. They're super selfish people. And that's when the archetype gets out of balance, yeah, when everything becomes really about them. Now, when your power chakra is in balance, you have the ability to make wise, confident choices in your life. Yeah. And this is something I see all the time with people that I'm helping to support. They have it all. They have all the skills, all the tools, all of the dreams to make it happen, but they cannot make the decision to move forward confidently, being like assertive in themselves that what they're doing is right. Yeah, it's on point. And, you know, when we have this center balanced, everything flows. Money, finances, our personal projects, our personal power. However, when the chakra is out of balance, we come from a place of being fearful, of being extremely sensitive to criticism. I see this often, you know, sometimes when I'm giving feedback to people about practicums and exams on teaching, they're just not used to having any feedback. They see it as a personal attack. And we've got to be open to just people saying whatever they want about us and just being like, that's okay. Yeah. Remember, one of the biggest things that block everyone is the fear of judgment, the fear of other people judging us. And that is one of the biggest obstacles to overcome to balance this power center out, where we get to a point where it's like, you know, who cares? Yeah. I remember I heard this, but it was a like destroy your reputation, and I just love that. It's like destroy your reputation. Like really, you know, when you come from that corporate world, where you've come from a small town or small village, and you're moving out into the world to create something big, you have to destroy your reputation because you're not that person anymore. In a healthy way. Now, the archetype of this chakra, when it is out of balance, is the servant. Yeah, we are too busy people pleasing and being a servant to people. And when we think of that energy, it's not really an energy that you want to be in. Okay, um, it's different from service. Okay, it's being a servant. This is the archetype. Now, the positive, healthy, strong version of this archetype, when you're in it, is what? Yes, some of you might have guessed it. Power. It's the warrior. Yeah, we all have this ability to tap into a warrior inside us. And it's vitally important that every now and again you wake up your warrior. That's like when you do things like breath work or when you have like an intense type of practice. It wakes up this sleeping giant inside you where you get really empowered. And that is the space that we need to come from often in life, is living like a warrior. Because sometimes when we go out into the world, if we're too floaty and out there with the heart open, if any of you have tried this, I know a lot of you have been on the spiritual path for a long time, you will notice that sometimes people will get attracted to that energy and take advantage of you. So you've got to know when to call on your warrior and be in your power and not be shy of going into this. And a lot of this work comes through purification, actually, of this center, of purifying the organs that are connected to this center. There is so much I would love to talk to about this, but time is of the essence. There's some very specific things you can do for the organs, but we'll come back to doing some basic massaging techniques for them and learn how to harness this power of the warrior. Now, once we have harnessed and mastered the energy of the warrior and we have a good, healthy self-esteem, yeah, and healthy confidence levels and a good sense of self-worth and self-esteem in the world, Then the energy starts to move up into the heart, and we move into the center of love, compassion, joy, and devotion, which is just, this is a center that, for me, it's like right in the middle of the chakras. It's the fourth. And I teach, I mean, if like you've all been in my class, I teach about this all the time, the power of the heart frequency in the field of the heart, and just how important it is to be in heart coherence as much as possible. Now, when we are balanced, yeah, when the heart is healthy, we end up forming relationships and building bonds with the community and the people around us of love, of compassion, and people that are heart-centered are just a joy to have in the community. Yeah, and this is one thing you'll find the more time you spend in the heart, you you can't help yourself but want to do things within your community, within your family, your friend circles, and then on a broader scheme to the surrounding area, whether that be, I don't know, anything, hosting classes, doing litter picks, organizing gatherings, doing social things to uplift society around you. And we all have this natural calling to want to do this. Now, one of the things that blocks the heart is spending too much time in the activated side of the nervous system of the sympathetic. Yep. When we are too busy and too much on the go all the time, it depletes the energy of the heart because the heart doesn't find a coherent rhythm. It's out of balance because we're pushing, 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 instead of having moments to let the heart rebalance, let the nervous system rebalance. And, you know, when we're out of balance, you'll know it because there is resentment, there can be hatred, there can be anger, and really it's grief. This is really the center of grief if we get stuck there. And you've seen it. If anyone has experienced watching someone who has lost a relative or lost a loved one or lost anyone they love, there's this feeling of like shoulders drop, the shoulders round, the heart sinks in, and you can sense grief. Yeah, it's a real energy. And if we're not conscious enough to move through that grief and allow it to be part of the process and going through the healing experience, it can just get locked in like any energetical pattern. And if that pattern gets locked in, that can become your habitual way of being. Yeah, and the heart never really gets turned on properly. Now, the negative archetype of the heart is the actor or actress. Yeah, because there's that classic saying that you cannot give what you don't have. And if we're not able to really activate the heart center, you're never really going to be able to offer love to people authentically or genuinely, because it comes from a bit of a way of acting happy, acting positively instead of actually being it. And that's often what happens in the um, often in the spiritual world, people act happy and they act spiritual and they act heart-centered, but when you get deeper into it, it's not really true. Yeah, it's an veil or illusion because they're just acting. They are acting the part of the guru, the teacher, or the heart-centered person. Now, the positive side of this archetype is the lover. Yeah. And we've all experienced moments of this when we are being the lover and we're experiencing being loved. And this is the energy that we want to tap more into. But again, being the lover, it's not an external thing that's happening to us. It's generating this feeling of the lover within your own heart. Okay, again, so many things I could talk about, but let's keep it at that, and we're going to go into practice mode now. I'll open up for questions at the end, and yeah, let's move into let's shift gears and move into practice mode so we can get a decent sit in. Okay, so we will start with some self-massaging to loosen up the energy in our organs here. We will do some work in the solar plexus and then we'll move energy up into the heart and we will finish with some metta meditation. Okay, so what I would like everyone to do is please establish their chosen posture for meditation. And let's today just close the eyes down and let your body sink into the surface that supports you. From the root, from the space of being grounded on your foundation, feel a lengthening up through the spine. On the breath in, and then on the breath out, just relax the muscles, let the skeleton take over. Take a minute just to attune yourself to your breathing, really tapping into the sense of aliveness in this space. As Eckhart Tolle says, sitting with the beingness of the present moment. Because your field of energy, like your life force, is creating a whole field of beingness. Your human being is creating a field of energy in this moment. Can you just feel that? It's not a focused concentration, it is a felt experience. And we keep the mind stable in the moment by feeling the breath. Take a moment to bring your hands together in front of the heart and set your intention for practice. Collectively, let's call forth all that is good, honest, true, pure, and beneficial for humanity in our session. May we call forth the warrior and the lover within us. Have a beautiful practice, everyone. Namaste to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Take a deep breath in and let it go. When you're ready, rub your hands together. You can have the eyes open or closed for this, your choice. We rub, rub, rub. We create that heat, the friction, the vibration. Then we do knuckles, same as yesterday. What this does is just stimulates all the energy in the hands. We do the mid knuckles. Feel that heat gathering here. And we do the nails as we start to charge up our nails. And feel that friction creating a vibration through the body. And we rub again. And we do the clapping with the 5 fingers together, completely in a line with one another. Rub again. Pause. Get used to feeling that field of energy between the hands. And then slowly bring your left hand onto your solar plexus, right hand to the heart. Move that vibrational field of energy into these 2 centers. Feel the warmth of your hands placed on the solar plexus, that space just below your sternum, the soft part. under the ribs in the middle, and go to the center of the chest, slightly off to the left for the spiritual heart. The spiritual heart being more in the center of the chest behind the thymus gland. Just breathe, just slow everything down. Slide your hands onto your solar plexus. Bring the back of your fingers together, like so. Press into the solar plexus as you breathe out, so make sure you're not on the bones. Inhale, press the fingers back out. Exhale, press the fingers in. And this might feel quite intense. It's normal if it does feel intense. Inhale, press the fingers back out. Exhale, press the fingers in. Inhale, press the fingers out. Exhale, press them in. Now do that same action, but fan out your fingers to go under your rib cage. Breathe out. Now you've got stomach, liver, and spleen, organs connected to the power chakra. And then breathe out. Press in. Inhale, press the fingers back out. Exhale, press them back in. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Move with your breath. Feel the strength of the diaphragm pressing the fingers out on the inhale. Beautiful. Come back to the solar plexus. Do 3 to finish on the solar plexus. Again, it's quite normal if you feel a little bit nauseous or intense feelings right here. And then shake out your hands. And very gently just rub. Yeah, we bring left hand first like we did. And just right hand over the top. And just make a very gentle circling action over the solar plexus. Soften your abdomen, go into diaphragmatic breathing as you just nourish this energy center. And then very gently just pause, place your hands down on your thighs. And I just want you to sit and change your position if you need to, with your chest lifted, your shoulders down the back, and really sitting in your position as the warrior. If you want to change into a kneeling position, you can, even a standing position, but I want you to embody the archetype of a warrior. And what does that feel like to sit in your personal power? To know your self-worth, to have self-respect, and to have a high level of self-esteem. You tap into this energy of your personal power that's connecting you to move forwards confidently in this season of the fire horse, with this attitude of making empowered decisions. Stay in that archetype of the warrior, confident, strong. You know your self-worth. It's not ego. It's not identified with yourself. It's just knowing who you are, knowing your worth, having a high level of self-esteem. The snake was about shedding, releasing, and now it's about moving forwards with this fire horse. So ride that horse like a warrior. Know your shadows, you know your defaults. Now it's time to focus more on the empowerment and moving forward with courage, with confidence. Okay, slowly take a deep breath in. Hold the breath in. Bring the energy up into your heart and exhale through the mouth. Let it go. Now, very gently bring your hands up onto your chest, and I just want you to tap up and down on your heart center using your fists. Inhaling deep through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. In nose, out mouth. In nose, out mouth. In nose, and out mouth. Keep going in nose and out mouth. Now very gently come up into the armpits, and I just want you to massage into your armpits. Inhale nose and exhale mouth. Just go for the whole armpit, the start of the lung meridian. Excuse me, the heart. Now go to that lung, which is just inside, so where your shoulder meets your pec, just in there. Deep breath in nose. Exhale mouth. In nose. And beautiful out mouth. Last one. Raise up the opposite side, go into the armpit to start the heart meridian. Deep breathing in nose, out mouth. In nose, and out mouth. One more. Good, then heart. You got, then lung. If you got all four fingers, you'll get lung 1 and 2. 1 and 2, they're just next to each other. Again, where your shoulder comes in and meets your pec. Under the collarbone, in nose, out mouth. In nose, and out mouth. In nose, out mouth. Beautiful. Shake out your hands. Place your hands on your chest. Pin the fascia. So you press the skin down and you just separate it about a centimeter. Hold it. Shoulder blades together. Look up. Stretch your hands down. Lift your chin up and feel a stretch from the chin to the heart. And go mouth breathing. Like you're sucking into a giant straw. And out mouth. Twist a little bit. Open up that heart. You'll come back to the center and release. It's time to just rub your hand over your heart, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, just feeling the warmth there, building at the heart space. In nose, out mouth. In nose, and out mouth. Beautiful. And then pause. Sit and feel the energy of the heart. Feel the vibrational field that emanates from the heart center. Breathe slowly, calmly, evenly, and rhythmically, focusing on the heart. Feel how the rhythm of the heart actually vibrates your entire chest cavity, all through your lungs, actually all through your shoulders as well, through the armpits, down the arms, to the hands and the tips of the fingers. You can feel the heart vibration, the heart field, moving through all of your chest, shoulders, and arms. You can feel the circulation just pulsing that. And that emits a field and an energy and a vibration all of its own, just the blood pumping through that center. And can you release any hatred, resentment, or bitterness, or anger, or grief that you might be holding on to? Can you let go of all of it and move forwards into this day like it is a brand new day, starting a brand new cycle? And can you center yourself at your own heart and just begin to generate the feeling of love and compassion within your own heart? If you're not used to doing that, think about one of the happiest moments that you've ever experienced in your life and call forth that to ignite the feeling of love and compassion in the heart. However, if you practice metta and these types of meditations often, you don't need to. You know how to be a love generator and really getting the energy of the heart moving. Stay in the field. Keep generating these feelings of love and compassion, of gratitude in your heart center. Gratitude is another way of really quickly tapping into that field of heart coherence. Okay, so again, if you're not used to feeling that energy in the heart, go into gratitude. Like, remind yourself how lucky you are and pour gratitude into this present moment and into all of the projects that you're working on this year. Again, we're right at the beginning of a brand new cycle. Yes, can you stay in the field of the heart center now? Feel moving through every cell in your body. May I be happy. May I be free. May I be liberated. May I be happy. May I be free. May I be liberated. And feel that vibration pulsing from the heart, pulsing and vibrating through your entire body. Feel that field overflow from your body to the space that you're in. May all living beings be happy. May they be free. And may they be liberated. Feel it in the space that you're in. Plants, people, pets, animals, anything, insects that are around you. Feel that overflow even bigger now to the building that you're in or the space around you. May all living beings be happy in this space. May they be free. And may they be liberated. Move out into your neighborhood, to your community. May all living beings in your community be happy. May they be free. May they be liberated. Expand that feeling even bigger now out into the nearest city where you are. All living beings in that city be happy. May they be free. And may they be liberated. If you're on an island, do it for the whole island. Expand out to the country that you're in. May all living beings in the country that you're in be happy. May they be free. May they be liberated. Expand out even bigger now to the continent that you're on. Feel the heart overflowing with love and compassion. May all living beings in the continent be happy. May they be free. And may they be liberated. Energy expanding around the entire world now. May all living beings in the world be happy. May they be free. And may they be liberated. Expand out as far as you can now into the universe, out in all directions, farther than we can comprehend. May all living beings in the universe be happy. May they be free. May they be liberated. Take a deep breath in. Rub your hands together. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Bring the warmth and the hands onto your own heart. Recenter your energy back on you. Close with gratitude. Remind yourself how amazing it is to be you. Feel the energy and the frequency, the vibration of the heart. Smile into the heart space. Fill yourself back up with your love, with your compassion, your awareness. And remind yourself that as we move forwards into this new fire horse season, that you move forwards as a warrior for love, for compassion and peace. Let's bring your hands together in front of your heart center to prayer. Just thank everybody in the community for their collective energy and the practice today. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it all go. Softly rub your palms. Bring your hands over your eyes to cup your eye sockets, blocking all of the light out. And we open the eyes in darkness. Maybe you see lights or colors. Just stay there. Let the eyes bathe in this vibration. Feel the healing energy flooding in. And close the eyes. Bring the palms to the heart and bow in. Thank you for sharing your practices. Namaste to each and every one of you. When you decide to open your eyes, please choose a drishti to look at. Take at least a minute of just practicing open eye meditation so that you come back into the space, really feeling the transformation and anchoring yourself at the center of all that you're experiencing. Okay, team. All right, time to move forwards as warriors of love in the fire horse. Thank you so much for being here, team. If anybody has a question that they would like to ask me, this is your moment before I jump off. Yeah, so feel free to ask any questions. If you found this powerful, I will be posting it in the Academy of Awakening. There is a classrooms page where I'm uploading all this and you can practice it whenever you want. Okay. Take your time to come back around. And yeah, if any of you want to ask a question, raise a hand, or I think you can unmute yourself now. Okay, everyone. So move slow today. Take your time, drink lots of fluids, and meditate a lot. And call on that power. Call on the warrior inside you today. A warrior for love and compassion and peace. I will do tomorrow morning, first thing, where we will go throat, midbrain, and up to complete the chakras, and a longer meditation to finish on all the chakras tomorrow. So I hope you can join it, and if not, I'll see you in the catch up. Much love, everyone. Good luck with the transition. I'll see you all soon.
Thank you, Evan.
Thanks, team.